And now, broadcasting live from the Darkroom Studio at Craven Community College, it's In the Know.
Hey everybody, welcome to In the Know. This is a show we do every week here from the campus of Craven Community College. I am one of your hosts here for the show. We're just going to get right into it. I'm Craig Ramey, but I'm not sitting here alone. I'm sitting here with lots of fun people and fun, exciting food on the table. So I'm going to kick it down. Who's sitting next to me?
Hey everybody, Megan Johnson. So glad you're here with us today, Wednesday, September 21st. And it happens to be noontime, but you may be watching it at a later time. But I'm going to pass it to my right, and she will talk about what's going on next.
Hey guys, Wendy White. Glad you could join us at lunchtime. Hope you're enjoying a delicious lunch. Or if you're watching the replay, hope you're enjoying whatever is going on in your world right now. We're glad you could join us for our fun time that we like to have here on our podcast. So I'm going to throw it to the booth today.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, look, it's Holly. We got Holly in the booth helping us out with some things. Are you in there by yourself today, Holly?
I'm not. I have a helper today.
She's hiding from the camera for
She's
now.
hiding.
Okay.
She's hiding.
Hi, Christina.
Thanks for your help, Christina.
Christina Sabrito
You just
back there.
throw your
with a
hand
big
out and
smile.
wave.
Yeah,
You just give us a hand.
There
There it
we
is.
go.
Yeah,
There we
nice.
go.
Very
She
nice.
exists.
Yay.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So I love being here on Wednesdays to have our In the Know conversation. And so
Let's have a conversation.
we missed you last week.
I missed being here.
So we
Yeah.
are glad you're back with us. And there's food on the table.
Yes, I'm very excited about all the food that's sitting out here right now.
It's a lot of food.
Yes, and we're going to eat it. I stepped on the scale this morning. I've gained some weight. I'm okay with it
Good for you.
Same.
because I'm going to eat definitely what's. You want? Can we see what's on the table with the cameras? We've got some because we're talking about.
Several things today.
Yes. Yeah.
Several things.
So that's in front of me, but our guest has something else, so we'll talk about that shortly.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even want to tease it.
It's something that's going on this weekend in Havelock, and it's the 40th anniversary. That's my tease.
All right.
Okay.
So stay with us.
Okay, stay
It's going to be a
tuned.
very spicy segment.
It might be a
Ba-dum-bum.
little hot.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. All right. We'll take it.
Yes.
So tell me why there's cookies on the table.
Okay, so there's cookies on the table.
Shouldn't there always be cookies on the
There
table?
should be
Yes.
cookies on the
Yes.
table. And my pretty little dish.
If you believe in yourself, cookies are always on the table. Really, you just say yes
Yes.
to the cookies.
Okay, so by looking...
Megan's like,
I'm not-
no,
okay,
no,
I'm not
serious
sure.
business.
Track.
Let's talk about real cookies here.
So what kind of cookies? All right, before I'm going to let our guests kind of chime in. What kind of cookies do these look like?
Pecan sandies.
Our guest
Yes.
just spoke. Good.
Yo,
Was
you
she
asked her
on microphone?
to.
Was she on microphone? So maybe our guest will pipe in. So no, didn't mean that guest. I meant on the air guest. Well, thank you so much. But we're glad.
We
yes,
love
so
it.
they do look like pecans.
No, I took it that way. Don't be sorry.
So they are pecan. They're actually called butter pecan cookies. Would you like to try
Butter
one?
pecan.
Yes.
There-
Try the
I
one in
think
the middle.
we had a poll before.
go right
Do
for
you
it.
say pecan or pecan? And I think the one or two viewers that chimed in, it was pecan. Oh, way to go, Meredith. So feel free to chime in again with your vote, pecan or pecan.
But you said
Yes.
it's a butter. Is
Butter
that how you say?
pecan.
How do you say the word?
I said butter pecan.
Butter.
Butter.
Butter pecan.
What's wrong with you? So today is
Oh, these are so
National.
warm.
They are warm because they were in my car.
Oh,
You're supposed to say
fresh out of the back seat.
Actually, fresh off the console.
like it.
No, I baked them last night,
worked.
so it is nice
That's
to know
really
that you can
good.
do these the night before, and then they're still nice and fresh and crunchy today. So today is National Pecan Cookie Day. Of course, my kids
I'm all
laugh.
about
They're
it.
like, "Mom, there's a national day for something," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I've got the ingredients to do it today." So, there's our picture, National Pecan Day. Mine actually looks fluffier than their picture. I think, don't you think so?
I like it.
Yep.
The little fluff. Okay.
Let's get a closer look of the ones that Megan brought in. Look at that.
See,
Seriously,
they are thicker.
I don't want to know how much butter is in here because
So you'll be glad to know there's not.
Oh,
And
really?
I did that intentionally. So
There's
very
no butter?
buttery.
there's not.
Then
So-
how are they called butter pecan? Okay.
That's
I'll
what
give you
it
it
says.
there.
Butter,
I'm going to give you
margarine.
I give you the
I like that. I like that.
God, you're doing this to get me going.
I know.
Stop.
working.
You need to stop. So this very super easy recipe. I do love to cook. I am not a baker, and you guys have had my bread before, and it was kind of
You
a
are a
disaster.
baker.
I'm not, because that takes science, and I like easy and quick. What is it?
I was thinking about science bread. It's exciting.
Science bread. No. Okay, so this delicious cookie can be eaten and enjoyed in the morning, noon, and night. As we know, we're enjoying it right now at noon. We're actually eating cookies before lunch. I mean, being an adult's pretty awesome, right?
If you put these cookies in front of me, I will eat them at whatever time of day it
Cool.
is.
So,
The whole plate.
It also relates to National Pecan Day, which is April 14th. Now, I called them pecan cookies, but it's Pecan Day. We're going to go there. So, it's a
We get a cookie. I don't care.
So, how do you pronounce that word?
Just put cookies in our mouth, and now it's
Algonquin?
Megan's show.
Oh, sorry.
Wendy and I both were just like, we're on the cookies,
that.
Megan. You can have the show.
Pronounce that. Algonquin?
Algonquin.
Algonquin. Did you just make that up, or do
No,
you really know that
no,
word?
I believe it's American Indian.
I think you're
Okay,
Yes, you're
so
right.
pecan is an Algonquin word, meaning a nut that requires a stone to crack. Didn't know that.
Oh.
It's a member of the hickory family. The pecan is a native to the central and southern United States, so it is not invasive, so eat all the pecans you want. One of the best ways to enjoy and celebrate is by having your freshly baked pecan cookies straight from the oven or the console of your minivan. And then you can add a cold glass of milk to wash it down. So
I'm all about this.
we have found this could be near perfection, right, at noontime?
Yes.
Or breakfast with your coffee. And the variety
your
of
coffee would be
recipes
really good.
can be soft or firm. So whatever you as a baker would wish. I did not toast the nuts ahead of time, but the ones when I scooped them and put them on that didn't have much nuts showing, I just sprinkled a few on top. So they did get toasted as they were going.
I feel very high class right now.
You do?
Yeah,
class?
because I always ate these as the Keebler pecan sandies, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
who made them, the little Keebler elf?
Yeah.
But those are more like a butter
Oh, no.
shortbread, right? With
I would
pecans in
agree.
it?
Yes, I would agree.
Maybe
A
so, but that's
shortbread.
all I know. That's the only life I know.
Well, you have
Well, I have taken you up
I-
a
Whole
notch.
new
level.
I don't
A
know
new
if I
whole
can.
new level.
So, how would you like those? With coffee, tea, just as you are with water, or do you care?
I'd probably want them with some coffee.
With
Yeah,
coffee.
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
So when I was describing the taste to my daughter, because I told them they couldn't touch those, but then I put the extra because I didn't want to sit there and scoop anymore, so I dumped it all in a pie pan. So I had one big giant cookie. So I told them that they
Where
could.
is that?
But that would have been harder to cut. But anyway, so they
Not to
have.
eat.
Yeah,
They
we'll
have
put in the work, Megan.
You're willing to sacrifice. So the big cookie is at home, but and I told her, I said, taste it, and I said, tell me what you think, what it tastes like, and I thought it tasted like if you melted butter pecan ice cream, and it was warm. Like that would be, or the flavor if you were going to have butter pecan creamer into your coffee.
Okay, so now you've said that. Now here's the ideal way that I would eat these. I would get some French vanilla ice cream and I'd make an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
Yes. But doesn't it taste like if there's an ice cream element in it, right? Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
You ready for the quickie and easy part? This is butter pecan cake mix. Cake mix.
Oh.
It's two.
Well, now I feel less high class.
I don't mean to take you down. It's still doesn't have an elf on it. It has 2 room temperature eggs and a half a cup of vegetable oil. No butter. I could have melted the butter, but right now canola oil is cheaper than a stick of butter. So anyway, I whipped it together, and then I added a splash of vanilla extract and the cake mix, and that was it. Well, a half a cup of these broken up nuts, and then a couple sprinkled on top.
Delicious.
And 350, 2 inches apart because they do spread a little bit, at from anywhere from 11 to 13 minutes. And I have a convection oven, and I did about 12. You can see some of the ones in the back are a little.
I love it.
Yeah,
If anybody
very
is
easy.
watching and they are a big fan of butter pecan sandies, I hope that they will comment what they like to have with their butter pecan sandies, or if they have little special additions that they like to throw in there.
Yeah.
Maybe something to spice it up, or some little candies. Or
Speaking of spicing it up,
speak of it,
so today is also National Chai Day.
is chai spicy?
Chai is full of spices.
Okay.
Look at our pretty
Yes.
picture. What's that?
Cinnamon,
Those
nutmeg.
are cloves.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so while you're at it, so tell me, the spices in chai tea, the warm and nutty spices that make a cozy chai tea are
Cinnamon, nutmeg,
yes,
and other good stuff.
it's a root that you have to peel,
Oh, Ginger. Our
Yep.
guest just said Ginger. You can
Yeah,
chime
that's
in.
correct.
Let's bring our guest in
Let's bring
because
our
she
guest
knows
in.
way
All
too
right.
much here.
Come on in, Michelle Pierce, Havelock Academic Service Center, and lots of other titles at the end of her name.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, there she is.
There
yeah.
she is.
Hey, welcome to the show, Michelle.
So tell me, you said ginger, right? So we've got nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, and there's one more.
Anise, star of anise. I put it in mine. Cardamom.
Cardamom, correct.
That's
and
what was in the picture. I think some anise was floating around in there.
Pepper.
pepper. And
Black
star
pepper.
anise comes
What?
from the
I heard some put
Comes from what?
spicier.
Really?
star anise comes from fennel.
Yeah, the fennel plant.
So the fennel plant. So fennel gives it that hint of licorice.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not a big chai tea fan.
I'm not either.
I do. I love chai tea, especially not when it's 92 degrees like it is today, but by Friday when it's going to be high of 70.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yes, it's chai tea time.
I gotta get in the
Yes.
world.
Hey!
I gotta get in the world somehow.
and you can make it. I have my own chai tea mix that I made. You can make it spicier if you like it that way.
You
which
make your
we
own
do.
from scratch?
Yes, it's
With-
not
Oh,
hard.
okay.
But you mix it
and
with
then
black
put fresh
tea.
ginger. But you can make it and drink it cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever had Starbucks chai tea?
I have not.
I have.
Yeah.
And
They're
I get
cold,
it with the
but it's I get it with extra chai in it.
And it's good for you, right? Like chai tea is
Well,
supposed to be.
It sounds like
probably
it
not so
would
good.
be.
It's
Good for
very
you.
sweet.
Like-
a lot of chai tea puts in a lot of sugar, so you do
Yeah.
need to be careful of that.
Ah.
Is it
now,
caffeinated?
Yes,
yeah, you make
black
it with,
tea
a,
is
with
caffeinated.
a good black tea.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and it can be strong. It can be satisfying. It's going to be great with pecan cookies. So it's got all those same kind of spices that complement each other. So where do you think this beverage originated? Anybody?
India,
India. You want to guess how many thousands of years ago?
2,500.
No,
I-
double it. 5,000 years ago.
People have been drinking chai tea for 5,000 years.
5,000
And I
years.
never even heard of it until about a year ago.
Yes. So for
And I'm still
Bay
skeptical
Bay
on
Leaf
it.
restaurant in downtown New Bern has good chai tea, hot chai. It's good.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. So in my house, I walk in. That's why I would have had a box, but it got consumed. So my daughter will put it in the big Yeti, like you've got over here.
Yes.
She will steep her water, pour it in, but she's got 2 bags in there, so she likes it extra spicy. And then she takes, you can add coconut milk, or almond milk if you would prefer, but a lot of people will put whole milk in it. She puts half and half in hers, and then she takes that little whisker, that bzz, little tiny one, like I don't know what that's called. It's
Emulsion.
Tiny whisker.
an
Yeah.
emulsion.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Emulsion.
she goes bzz, and then she makes it all fluffy.
Uh-huh.
So
She's whipping up the cream.
she is.
making
She's
her
whipping
own
up the cream
Yeah.
with her tie. Of course, you have to take the tea bags out, or they all get tangled up in your thing.
I would hope that goes without saying. You're just slinging tea
Public
bags
service
around.
announcements. You
You
just
never know,
know.
but you wanted to steep for at least 3 to 5 minutes to get the full bodied flavor out of it.
Okay.
So tonight, go make yourself some quick, easy, inexpensive pecan cookies and have some chai tea. Or you
Michelle's
can
going to
wait,
have her own personal recipe of tea.
Or you can wait until Thursday late afternoon when the temperature starts to drop. And thank goodness the temperature's dropping, because that means Hurricane Fiona is further off our beach. So amen to that.
Good deal.
I don't even say that word.
Amen? Or
No.
Fiona? Or hurricane?
That one. You just go through the whole list.
I had to back up my sentence.
I don't say pecan either. No, I do.
So,
Yep.
yep. So that's all good stuff.
Yeah,
We
that's,
like a cold front to push away a hurricane.
Yeah, we've been very, very blessed this
Yes.
season.
Are y'all going to have some cookies in the booth? Or are you holding back? You missing out? Are you sad?
Or we'll eat yours for you.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and eat your
you know,
cookies.
Make
You're
your,
missing
There's
out.
plenty.
We got it. We got it.
There's
That's
plenty.
okay.
We will sacrifice for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the things for the day.
Those are my things for
I've
the
got
day.
I got a thing on this day in history.
Oh, please
right?
tell me.
Good deal.
Yeah, okay. So while you made everybody much smarter with what you had,
that's
I'm
me.
going to bring us down a little bit.
Oh, you always do, Greg.
I always have these sad things that I talk about. So today is
I don't want
the
sad.
day that George Clooney made his debut on the Facts of Life TV show.
I loved the Facts of Life.
I know you did.
did
You
you
also
on that
probably love
show?
George Clooney. Look at that guy.
Oh, and look at the mullet.
Let's
And the
see.
wavy
Beautiful
hair.
hair.
So 1985.
Yes.
And look at
Good
the
hair.
eyebrows.
I think it's safe to
does.
say
They kind of look like my daughter Michaela's.
It does.
God bless her.
at one point my hair looked. In my life, I have had both of those hairstyles.
Yeah, but yours was
Yes.
permed. His is natural.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well,
Did you
your,
get
like
yours
7th
permed?
grade picture?
Just the back. Just
awesome.
the mullet. Just the mullet. In middle school, I got the mullet permed. Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Well, that was great news. Always
Yes.
a pleasure to see him on screen.
I thought you
He
might
could eat a
appreciate
pecan
that.
cookie in
Yeah.
my bed any day.
Yes.
Are you excited? Did you love The Facts of Life?
I did.
Did you love
The
when George
Facts
Clooney
of
was?
Life.
Oh, it's-
The Facts of Life. Do you remember the whole tune, Michelle?
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I can't remember all the words.
You
but
take
I
the
remember
good,
tune.
you take the bad, you take the both, and then you have the facts of life.
That's it. That's it.
you.
That's it.
Yep.
Now that tune's going to be in my head.
Tootsie on roller skates.
Yes. Was a great
And Blair.
Oh, okay, that was in there. I
And
thought you were talking
Joe.
about the musical.
Oh,
I
I used to wear my hair like Joe. Did you ever do that? So she would take the rubber band. Her hair was split down
Yes,
the middle,
and
and the
you would
rubber
do the
band's
band here, and then-
you
yeah.
pulled it into the ponytail in the back.
Yeah.
Yes, I did that.
Yeah, I did too.
For anyone who doesn't know, I guess we should clarify that The Facts of Life was a sitcom that was on television from 1979 to 1988. Not everybody would know that. I don't know if Holly was aware of that before I mentioned it or not.
says
She's
yes.
right there on the
And it
cusp.
was based in a girls' school, a boarding school.
It was,
And their house mom, Mrs.
Garrett.
Garrett, redhead Miss Garrett,
Yeah.
she kind of kept all their little personalities in check.
It's a
She-
great show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
George Clooney was born on May 6, 1961, by the way, in Lexington, Kentucky,
Mm.
which is where my grandmother lives. I wonder if they ever hang out. Maybe sometimes.
Maybe.
She wishes. Anyway, so I won't get too much into George Clooney facts because I don't want to send us off in that direction too much. But I just want you to be happy that today is the day that George Clooney
Was on Facts of Life.
was on The Facts of Life.
That's a good
I
one.
like it. Yay.
That was a great day in history.
See,
Great
I tried
day.
to change it up.
Thank
There were
you.
lots of other very sad ones that I did not say.
No, let's
and I
don't go
won't
there.
say them
Anything
now.
interesting?
Anything interesting?
I mean, yeah, like.
You don't find George Clooney being
No,
on
I
Facts
did.
of Life
No,
interesting?
I like that in the mullet.
Because that's the best I could do.
Because shortly after, wasn't it shortly after he was on Facts of Life that he ended up going on to ER?
Oh yeah, I mean, yes.
I mean, wasn't it shortly after that?
Oh, that's what's on here. Yeah, he moved to Hollywood after a little while, and he became most popular on ER, and was in films such as The Perfect Storm, Ocean's 11, Michael Clayton, Up in the Air, Gravity, and Hail Caesar.
So, we recently, as a
He was al-
family,
sorry,
sorry.
He was also on The Golden Girls for an episode,
No, I didn't
and
know.
Murder, She Wrote.
I didn't know that one either.
Look at that. He was
I'm not
working out
surprised.
all of his acting chops
Yes.
on Golden Girls.
And of course, his famous aunt was Rosemary Clooney, who was the famous singer. She started back in the 50s, and then she became a movie star, and she did White Christmas and the what was the hotel one? The Christmas one. Right, Christmas
Hotel Christmas?
Hotel Christmas, and yeah, I think so. I can't
Okay, I
remember.
just
But
made that
anyway,
up. Yeah.
Great
so
guess.
so she was singer dancer.
Okay.
And then of course she went on to have her own solo career. Yeah, very good.
So what's the best George Clooney movie in your opinion?
I love The Perfect Storm, and that's what I was
Yeah?
about to start to tell you.
Yeah.
And not that he was
Oh.
the best actor. I think it was because we as a community, I don't know if you were living here back then when it was in 92 or 93. 93, I was living in Jacksonville. And the storm that they're talking about, actually, there was a storm that came up our coast, and then there was a nor'easter, and then there was another storm that came, and they literally collided.
Yes.
And this boat got stuck out in the middle of it, and they were communicating back and forth, but they had the best catch they were ever having, and they weren't ready to stop fishing and go back. And I think they were the ship was based out of Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Gloucester.
I think. Gloucester. Did I say it wrong? Gloucester.
Yeah, Gloucester.
And so anyway, I think it was interesting because I was living in Jacksonville at the time when the storm kind of skirted by, and my husband, who we were not dating at the time yet, but he was living on the Bryce's Creek side, and literally you could walk across Bryce's Creek and it was just mud. It was everything had blown
Just
out.
pulled it out. Yep.
Yep. And I had gone to lunch at Ragazzi's. Anybody remember the Ragazzi's
I remember the
restaurant?
Ragazzi's,
Okay.
yeah.
Ragazzi's.
So I was at the Ragazzi's restaurant, and we were practicing for a Messiah concert. And it was my former voice teacher, Jay Pearson, and my former roommate, Sue Cisneros. And we were walking in, and the hostess opened up the door to greet us, and the wind caught the door, ripped it off of the hinges, and it flew over Highway 24,
Oh, wow.
which is Lejeune Boulevard, right? Literally flew over this 4-lane highway. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. But that was the storm that collided that caused that.
Well,
Perfect
that's what they
storm.
should have made the movie out of.
Yeah,
They should've
Ragazzis.
George Clooney opening up a door,
That's
not sinking to the bottom of the ocean with Mark
It should have
Wahlberg,
been, yes.
but
terrible.
yeah, opening
Ragazzis
up.
lost their door across Lejeune
It was a
Boulevard.
good movie, but it was terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, but it is interesting when that we know a little bit about the precursor. So anyway,
The rest of the story.
well, we've got some other cool stuff, and we
We
got some more
do.
food, and we're going to go back and flash back down to the end of the table. And Michelle Pierce is here again with us. Thank you, Miss Chai Tea connoisseur.
Among many
I thought you were going to
things.
put a year at the end of it, like Miss Chai Tea 2022.
No,
Need a slash.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
it's called.
Yeah.
we want to get
Sash.
you a
Yeah.
sash and
Sash
a
and a
crown.
crown,
We
yeah.
like crowns on this
Yes.
show, so we can bring you a crown.
We do?
we
We do?
okay. I like a crown.
I've worn one though. I
Yes.
didn't bring it.
Yes.
It was just to make Megan feel better.
Yeah. Well,
It didn't work.
It did make me feel better. I thought it was helping you
No,
too.
I enjoyed wearing the crown. That's neither here nor there. That's
Okay.
not what we're talking about.
We're not. And Michelle brought us some goodies because we've got some fun facts to talk about. That's what's going on the other side of Craven County today or this weekend, right, Michelle?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
The Chili Festival
The Chili
in Havelock,
Festival.
I think is what you want me to say.
yes.
Okay.
Do.
Yes. So they've had a couple years off from COVID.
Yeah.
Kind of wreaking havoc on all of us. So they're back this year. And so Craven's excited to be able to participate in that again this year. So it's always a big ongoing thing for us to get that booth together and everything. And
Craven Community College is a sponsor, right?
yes,
for
we're one of the
actual festival?
sponsors.
Okay.
There is a long list of sponsors that they do have. I think I was reading this morning that over the last 5 years, they've been able to donate about $50,000 to local nonprofits from the Chili Festival
Yeah.
events.
That's great.
That includes local scholarship. They have a scholarship also. And
So-
that I think a lot of that comes from the People's Choice Chili event that they do. And that is where you're selling chili, but the participants there buy tickets. So you're collecting their tickets. So basically, sometimes it comes down to who has the most chili
Yeah.
so they can get the most tickets. But so those tickets that are sold, that money goes to local nonprofits.
That's a great strategy for anyone that wants
Yeah.
to be in the People's Choice. Make
Yeah.
extra chili that you just pull out. Look, I have
Yeah.
more
Yes.
tickets, please.
You're going to get the
That's a
people's
great
choice
strategy.
if you're the only one with chili. Everybody's like, I just want
Correct.
some chili. Yeah.
Correct.
And
And
this is
I
the,
think, I'm sorry, Megan.
it's the 40th year.
Yes.
And you've been a part of this for a very long time since you've been with Craven Community College.
Yeah, the first year that I actually, the first year that I was at Craven full time was in 2008. So Gary Boucher was the dean of the campus that year, and as usual, they asked for people to volunteer to come out and work in the booth. So I did, and it's the only year that I've been doing it. There was talk about a bad storm. We had a nasty nor'easter that blew in. So I had my son, who's 22 now. He was about this big, and I took him out there with me, and it was just galing. It was awful. So that was my first year that I did it. That was in fall of 2008, and then the dean, Mr. Boucher, the next year said, "Hey, Michelle, do you cook? You could cook our chili for the Chili Festival." So they were ready to get somebody else to have to, cook that chili. So that 2009 was when I started doing the booth and trying to cook the chili. Traditionally, they've had a wing competition on Friday night, and so we've participated in that every year that they've had that wing competition that Craven's been participating. Well, since I've been there since 2008, and we've traditionally done well with that too. We've placed in that a number of times, and then that traditionally is Friday night. This year they're not doing the wings. I'm not one of the event organizers, so I can't say specifically why, but I can't even imagine trying to pay for those chicken wings this year
Oh,
with
yeah.
how much inflation has driven up meat prices. So
If you can get them.
yes, and so they have said that they're looking forward to bringing that back again in the future. But so this year they're just having Saturday, and they're doing a red chili competition, and then they have the red People's Choice competition. And there will be a lot of vendors there selling their wares, a lot of nonprofits there also. So, yeah.
And our new hospitality people will be participating and cooking for the competition, for the red chili competition.
Yeah, I'm excited this year because I reached out and asked if our chef Walden would want to come over and maybe bring some of the students and actually cook the competition pot. And so they graciously agreed to do that. So we're just excited to have them there, and I'm excited to not have
do
to
it
cook
too. Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Just, so anyway, yeah, we're excited they're going to be there. Yeah.
And there's two things that we still need. We still need volunteers to help out with the information booth, so people can come up and ask information about Craven Community College. And we have 3 different shifts, but they're flexible, so you can give whatever time you can. And then we also are still in need for the People's Choice chili. If you have a favorite recipe and you want to share it, we can get it from you. Michelle can do it and make contact. Or if you want to contribute so Michelle can continue to make her award-winning chili and go and get ground meat and beans and spices and all that kind of yummy stuff, right? So that would be a huge help.
Or also, we still have plenty of room in the chili booth itself if people want to come, and that's always a fun time. We have a great time. It's a great time for, I think, fellowship for Craven staff and faculty, and you get to meet people that maybe you wouldn't meet otherwise.
It's going to be beautiful weather. It's
from
chili
both
eating
campuses.
weather.
Yeah.
It's just really,
awesome.
and the weather's supposed to be amazing Saturday, so I'm looking forward. It'll be nice to just have one day this year so we can get out there and get it done, and then it's supposed to be beautiful. So if anybody just wants to come out and work in the booth with us, we'd love to have you.
And speaking of chili eating weather, you brought us some yummies for
I
lunch.
did.
Can you share with us what you
I
have?
cooked a
Yes.
pot of chili this morning.
Is this your award-winning?
No.
You just do that every day. Just making chili every day.
Actually, I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't put as much money into this pot as I typically do in the red.
I cut corners. She cut corners.
Wow.
I didn't use real butter.
Done.
So
We are state employees on a budget.
That's true. Yeah.
So normally when I have to cook, for that championship pot, I'll put like tri-tip and stuff in it.
wow.
So you put but for this I just have some lean ground beef.
So we are calling for sponsors for our podcast to support these
eating
wonderful
habits.
things that we have here on the table. So feel free to hit us up for some sponsorships.
Yeah, but
Good
it's
job. I like that. That
She's
was a
asking
good
for.
one.
She wants butter.
Because I need
Butter
lunch.
and meat.
Butter makes it better.
an interesting thing. I had never cooked for a chili festival before 2009, and the Havelock Chili Festival was one festival on the International Chili Society's circuit of festivals.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's like highfalutin.
Yes,
And they're very specific about their rules too,
Yes,
right? Like you can't
yes.
have beans in there, right?
Yeah, the ICS rules are no beans. That traditionally, I suppose, when chili was first created, they did not use beans, so no beans. The first year, the first year that I went out there, I thought, I'm a good cook. I can do this, and so I made this pot that had all these great veggies in it. And I had red wine in the chili.
And you skipped that?
No, and I
What are we doing?
and I placed 12th.
Naturally.
Yes.
On the circuit.
Yeah, yes.
That's pretty
well,
cool.
And so then afterwards, for like the first probably 3 or 4 years, I did this. Afterwards, you could go in. The people who had actually entered chili into the competition, you could go in afterwards, and you could taste. I think they did top 4 placers. That's what they gave awards out for. You could go in and taste the chili and see what was winning, and. I hate to say it, but it was just like Hormel chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was winning?
Yes.
That style, yeah.
And
Some people just
I know,
like
it's gonna be
Kraft mac and
difficult.
cheese with the powder. It's just
Basically, I mean, and all those winning chilies would have, the meat would be little tiny, they were almost like punched cubes of beef. It was very uniform, and it was mainly meat with spice, with your chili spice, and that's kind of basically what the top 2 to 3 were going to be.
yeah.
And I remember after the second year, the first year, I was just thinking, I don't want to make chili like
Yeah.
that. But I was really glad the next year, because the first year, my dean moved over and was cooking chili for Rotary, which was right next to us, and so he was competing against
That's a
me at
conflict of
Craven.
interest.
Yeah, work the system inside.
Well, he
learn
would
the ins
come.
and
He
outs.
came and cooked our wings Friday night, and he did really well in the wing competition. So if you ever want some good wings, you need to get VP Boucher to cook some wings for you.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
good at
he
that.
did win first place.
He did.
a few years ago.
He did,
Yeah, for
yes.
his chili, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the second year I cooked the chili, he was competing against me, and I got 12th, and but he just talked it up so much, he just irritated me the whole
Yeah.
time. So it was on.
Oh, just like
It was
taunting,
on.
like right
Oh,
next to you the
yes.
whole
Oh,
time.
yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I thought the next year I'm just no matter what I do. So yet the next year I shocked him. I placed in the top, and he put some kind of maple flavored sausage in his chili.
And you pulled out the wine, didn't you?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Well, this is
Michelle,
delicious.
It
Oh,
is.
yes.
This is fabulous.
Yes, I was gonna pour you.
I've got some really great.
Yeah, what else do
cornbread.
you
I'm gonna
have?
have some of this cornbread.
Yeah.
For sure. Talk to me about how people,
Oh, God.
how spicy people like to get
okay.
with the chili. Is there like a competition where people want to say they can eat the hottest thing?
So,
you ever notice anything like that?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, working out there at that chili festival, what I find is a lot of people. So you have to be really careful how you decorate your booth, because a lot of people are really afraid of any kind of heat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see this has some heat to it.
But it's really
No, it's very mild,
yeah,
and
very
I'm
mild.
sensitive, so
So I
it's very
intentionally
mild.
made it mild with
Yep.
heat, but there is still some heat to it. I do have one jalapeno and some cayenne in there. But so most people, I remember one year we had like chili peppers. We were decorating the booth, and everybody came up and said, "Is your chili hot? We don't want hot chili." You know, and no, it really wasn't spicy chili. But what was your
This has
question?
a lot
You
of
were
flavor,
asking me?
though.
Well, no, I was just wondering if there were a lot of people who were looking for spicy food or trying to even outdo each other, like saying, I can eat the hottest thing. 'Cause I know that's...
I'm the
The
ghost
ghost
pepper
pepper?
king.
Yeah,
Yeah,
things like
I
that.
think they ought to have like a pepper eating contest.
I
out there.
agree. I think that'd
Don't
be a
you
lot of
think
fun to
so?
watch.
Yes.
I'd be out.
Yeah.
And they can announce this one is on the Schofield range of so
Yeah,
and so.
there's a documentary series of like different competitions around the world that's on Netflix, and one of them was about the pepper eating contests, and these people are insane. The
Yes.
level of heat that they will eat, and like how far it goes, and
And
keep
they
going
can
up the
actually
scale.
survive it. I mean, it just seems like it would take your breath.
Well, some of them
Yeah.
it does. They don't necessarily die, but yeah, they get the hiccups where like they can't see, or their mouth is bleeding, and they have to like.
Ah,
It's
bleeding.
crazy.
Yeah,
And if your mouth
seriously.
is bleeding, what are your insides doing?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly right.
Yeah. Competitive
You want
eating
some?
doesn't make
Person?
sense. It's its own.
I'm good.
It's its own thing. Yeah.
I have more at home.
I was
Yeah.
just made before.
I made a.
good.
Well,
I made
I'm digging the
that cornbread is
cornbread.
yummy.
I'm a big fan of cornbread, and this is very good. And I also
chilies.
like when cornbread has little chunks of things in it, right? Like when it has the corn, or when it has jalapenos specifically. I like to do that.
Yeah, I put some corn in there and green chilies in the cornbread.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
That's very
All of
good.
it's delicious.
It's very yummy.
Now,
Well,
this
good.
is the podcast I can get
Yeah.
into.
Do we
got
want to
dessert.
take a look at some of the pictures,
Yeah.
Michelle?
Yeah, you got some
Yes.
pictures?
Yeah.
From years past.
Megan had said, "Do you have any pictures?" And I said, "Oh my goodness, I have
too
so many pictures of working the chili festival every
Nice.
year."
Tell us what
so
we're looking at.
I tried to. You're going to ask me what years these are.
It doesn't matter.
I can't even remember. So
That's-
I don't remember what year the one on the left is, but I think it's probably. Where are we at? We're in 22 now. That was maybe around. I don't know, 2015, something like that. And the one in the middle is actually, believe it or not, that's our wing cookers. And
Like the college's wing cookers? Did the
Well,
college have its own, or somebody
no,
on staff donated
one
them
of
or
those
used them?
probably is Sylvia King's
Okay.
grill, and then we rented one. The one totally on the right, that's Chuck Lancaster. He teaches math at Havelock campus, full-time instructor. And then our old full-time biology and Angela Hughes, they're serving up chili.
And so for the most part,
And you can see we won. So I'm sorry, you had asked, could I bring a trophy or something? We have a lot of plaques and things that we've won for doing this, but they were attached to the wall. They're what do you call it? They were stuck to the wall. And
Velcroed.
I just didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to rip them off. So we have gotten, I think, for 4 years, like best marketing of our booth.
I did see we have a pretty. Oh, I just pulled my ear thing. We have a really pretty backdrop this year.
Yeah, so
and I saw it hanging. I guess they're trying to get the wrinkles out of it.
Yeah, so on the side of the booth, we're going to be on the end, we found out. So on the side of the booth, we're setting up kind of like a Wild West kind of theme where and we have a big backdrop, and we've got some wooden saloon doors, and we've got wooden cactuses, and we've got a stocks thing where people can kind of yes, and then we've got
photo op time.
We've got and we're going to be doing photos, and there's a wanted reward, photo frame that kids they can get in, and we're going to do that.
I want to see you in the stock with the wanted sign.
Yeah, it may happen.
I think you should.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
You won't let me out.
I will throw away the key.
I don't trust you.
Yeah. Throw away the key. I'll be there. And it's, we didn't say, yes, it's Havelock, but it's in the Walter B. Jones Park. So
right on Highway 70 as you're going through
directly
Havelock.
across from the Annunciation Catholic Church and right down the highway from
right next to the fire department and the police, and there's a static display jet right there.
Do you know the hours of the festival?
I believe that they start serving chili at 10 in the morning, and supposedly it's supposed to go till 8 at night.
Okay. Wow. And I assume they're bands, music going throughout the day?
They
and
normally
things like
have bands going. They have activities for children. And they have vendors. They have all kinds of stuff out there.
Okay.
Yes.
And we have a new amphitheater down there in Havelock in the same park. So
I think the amphitheater technically is across the street.
Oh, okay.
So this typically is when you're on 70 and you see the Havelock Fire Department and Police Department and the static display jet.
Oh, that's where it's going to be.
9/11 Memorial. It's right after that on your left. There's a big field there, and there's a soccer or field hockey field right behind that. So you drive in,
big playground,
you park on the back, and then you walk right over.
But still very close. Very close.
But the park is very close, and people do come out for the day, and then they walk over to Havelock Park, and they.
And it's not that far from the Havelock campus, right?
You can walk there from our campus, definitely.
Yeah, and so I would imagine there are some people who learn about the Havelock campus for the first time at Chili Festival, or at least that's their first opportunity to know some of the things you've got going on.
They do, yeah. We do have the chili booth, and that's just a way for us to just really show a presence that we're there, we're participating. We also have an information booth every year, and that's our outreach booth. And we have that staff with faculty and staff who can talk to the public about what we offer. And then we always have we always at least have our helicopter there, Craven's helicopter from the A&P program. And a lot of times, and a lot of times we bring over one of the planes. Also, that's Wayne McCain, and Mr. Wayne was our night manager at the Havelock campus for I don't know, at least 15 years, but he retired within the last 2 years and had well over 30 years of service to Havelock, to Craven Community College. He was a math instructor originally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love the shirt.
I know. He's just the nicest man. We miss him dearly. So. Yeah, so that's the helicopter.
I'm glad to see the helicopter will be out there.
It will be out there.
Kids love getting in there and getting their picture taken.
They do. Many years we've brought over another small plane too, and those are both things that the kids they can climb on, and they really enjoy that a lot. Yeah. We have tons of balloons. We hand out balloons. So all the kids have Craven balloons tied around their arms, and so we're a pretty strong presence out there.
Sounds like a great event.
Very cool. Yeah.
That was delicious, by the way.
It was delicious.
I don't usually, I don't usually eat on the air, but this was.
You have some more?
It wasn't crunchy, no.
Okay.
So I wasn't as embarrassed.
You just slurped it up.
I was like,
there's plenty more of that.
We do have plenty more.
Plenty more.
Is that it? Yeah, okay. That's how it works. So I know we're starting to get toward the end of our time. Is there anything else that we should know about what Havelock's got going on at the Chili Festival this weekend, or anything else going on the Havelock campus you know about that you would like to share?
We're in the process where we're coming down to the end of hiring our new engineering full-time position there. So I'm excited about that, and that engineering program growing even more than what it has been, and with the STEM building, that's really exciting, I think. Havelock, yes, we have, and you know what? We've had a lot of new employees, which has been really exciting. New faces, and of course, a dean that's just gone over a year with a new, really exciting energy there. So lots going on at Havelock, definitely.
Michelle's
and lots of workforce development happening there.
And your space got a new facelift recently, so that was really exciting to see.
I was able to get some new furniture in there.
Did we ever give you a chance to explain what your space is exactly?
We kind of touched on it at the very beginning.
Right into the Chili Festival and not really what you do.
So I manage academic support at Havelock campus, so that's the academic support center. But at Havelock, we don't have a separate person to be over testing, kind of like Wendy does more than just testing.
Yeah.
So I also manage testing center there. I'm the ADA liaison for students when they want to self come forward with a disability. So I'm a liaison there for those students. I'm also we're the technology help desk there. So a satellite campus, fewer people doing
more
exactly.
things. Yeah. Longer name tag, right?
Yes.
Or a different sash. We can just the sash. Yeah.
But that's not my name tag doesn't
reflect what we do.
Yes.
But
that's true for any of us, though.
But academic support is the most important thing that we do there. And
I think there's a fun thing that we're doing right now collaboratively as staff and faculty. It was presented to. They used to do some I wasn't here for the first part, but they used to have teams and see who could walk the farthest, through steps.
Yeah, and we're doing that there right now. Yes.
So, and it's how many steps that it would take to go from the furthest west community college over in the mountains all the way to.
It's a virtual walking
Havelock. Yeah, so we're virtually walking. So we have teams. And
I'm virtually walking right now.
And we're virtually well, I don't have one of those Fitbits and and I don't have an iPhone, so I had to download the app on my phone. But I'm always walking around and I forget I don't take my phone, so now I'm really conscious about it, so I can keep track of my steps. And then on Thursdays, we compile our team steps and then we forward it in. So in the Havelock office, the main office, they've got a big North Carolina map, and they've tracking and going across. Yes. So we were the underdogs, and we kind of knew we were going to be the underdogs, and I'm like, I need a Tiffany on my team because she's constantly
they're very
moving.
competitive about this.
And I'm not. I'm like, I'm just excited. And I knew how to download the app on my phone. And then Cindy's the same way, and I'm like, who walks around their house with their phone in their hand? I mean, I just don't. So, So on Sunday, somebody said, well, how many steps did you get? And I'm like, I don't know, 96. But I wasn't on my couch doing Netflix. I was walking around and cooking.
You should hear them every morning. There's a few of them, and they're all right there at Academic Sports Center. One of somebody who works in my area, she's doing it. That's Tiffany that you mentioned. And so then there'll be 3 of them will congregate right there. Did you see how many steps Ben walked this weekend? He walked 25,000 steps. Who's going to do that?
No, he didn't.
Well, it helps if you have runners on your team.
He did this.
Well, and then the other one says, he went and played volleyball and he played soccer. I mean, who's going to do that? And I said,
Ben.
And I peeked my head out because I can hear. I'm not participating in this right now, so they're so funny to me. I peeked my head out and I said, well, you could play soccer and volleyball too.
Yes, you can.
Or if you know that, he's,
or
he's
give
busy.
your phone
He's
to
active.
the kid who is playing soccer and volleyball.
But I like the different approaches to competitiveness. One side is work harder. The other is chastising the other side for working harder, so I don't have to work as hard.
Okay, so again, as the underdogs, I found out last week, I was very excited that I don't know how she recruited him, but Jessica in the front office recruited Ricky Meadows, Dean Meadows, from Career Programs. And if you guys have ever seen Dean Meadows, walks campus constantly.
All the time.
And then on weekends, he's reffing all weekend.
He is.
So I'm like, yoo-hoo! And then I thought to myself, if they would just put a pedometer to my mouth, my team would have already been past the Piedmont by now. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Just tape your phone to your face.
I mean, we would win.
Yeah, I think
if the pedometer was on my mouth.
I think the teams that are doing the best would be the team that has Michael, our full-time security,
who walks
the
campus all day long, and then of course, the person who works for me, Tiffany, she walks a lot outside of work. She's determined to beat everybody. Ben Hogwood's team, our associate dean's team, Ben's the one, who has kids, and he's got soccer games. He's got, and he's just, very busy and active on the weekend. To get somebody. Agape, our full-time facilities, one of our full-time, housekeeping facilities. She's, so integral to our campus, and she walks all day long.
Yeah.
So those teams are really, really doing well.
But I'll get to the point I'm like, oh, I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'm like,
wait, you're going to get to the point? Sorry, go ahead.
And then I didn't even know I said it. And I'm like, I forgot my phone, and I'll actually go back to my desk, get my phone, so I get my steps going to the bathroom.
And you could have got double for that.
I could have, but anyway.
Well,
but it's fun. I think it's just fun that, again, I've got on our team, because they were like, we need a workforce development team. So it's just Cindy and I. And so then Mike, who teaches math, right?
Mm-hmm. Mike Sagasser.
Yeah, so Mike Sagasser is on our team. And then when I found out where Ricky was on, because Mike was the same way. He was like, I don't know if I'm really going to keep track of this. And
well, before.
But he busted it out now.
Yes.
I mean, he's got tons.
Well, Mike's a retired Marine. Give him a challenge, and he's going to.
He helped. He helped our team.
And, before this, our Dean McGee had us doing the Olympics.
Yes.
That went on forever. It was one challenge after another as teams. And we were trying to beat each other. It was, it just,
Fun times.
It is fun. I love the camaraderie. But speaking of camaraderie, we got some other stuff going on in town this weekend. So I think we need to share a little bit about that. What do you think, Craig?
Yeah.
Does that sound like fun?
It sounds like so much
fun.
You're looking at me like I'd done something wrong.
No, you're in the know, and you've got us printed out information.
Yeah, well, yes. So the Chili Festival is happening this weekend, but we also like to let everybody know some of the things that are happening around
Craven
the area,
County.
Craven County, in case you got other things you want to do and throughout the coming weeks. So, coming up on Friday, we've got The Fire of Freedom, Friday, September 23rd from 7 to 9 p.m. This is a one-man play based on the life of Abraham Galloway, who was a fiery young slave rebel, radical abolitionist, and Union spy who rose out of bondage to become one of the most significant and stirring black leaders in the South during the Civil War. This performance illuminates Galloway's life and deepens our insight into the Civil War and Reconstruction as experienced by African Americans in the South. It will be held at the North Carolina History Center, which is part of Triumph Palace, in their Coleman Performance Hall. Reservations are required and tickets are $5 each, available at Triumph Palace.
Very good.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do next.
There you go.
I am going to share with you the Lawson Creek Drive-In Theater. They're going to be doing Twister. Well, that's a throwback to the past.
I love that movie.
Friday, September 23rd from 8 to 10 p.m. Join us on Friday for a movie that will blow you away.
You're welcome.
Admission is $5 per car. So you got a big car. You can stuff a lot of people in there. Get bang for the buck.
You can. Just hope a tornado doesn't come through.
Right.
We have good weather this weekend.
Yeah.
Hush.
Have you ever been to one of the drive-in movies at Lawson Creek?
I have not.
It's so fun.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah,
Do you
it really
have
is.
to buy your ticket ahead of time? Don't you have to or is it a first come first serve and then they could close the park and send you away? Do you remember?
I haven't done it in a little while. I think we just bought them online beforehand.
Okay, that's what I thought because I think they do sell out. So
Yeah,
if you are interested,
I
go
think you buy
online
them.
and do your ticket early.
Yeah.
And that's through the Recreation Department, correct?
Yes.
The New Bern Rec Department. And they're going to have popcorn, candy, and drinks will be available for purchase.
What's the one part of Twister that you remember?
The cow.
Yeah, right?
The cow flying.
That's just good marketing right there.
It
And
is.
what was her name?
It lasts half a second in the movie.
What was the actress's name?
I forgot.
The blonde.
Holly's in there laughing. Are you laughing about flying cows? Yeah, of course she
Yes,
is. Yeah.
Flying cows.
I can't remember. Can you see it?
If somebody's
I
watching
see it.
and we're struggling, you tell us who the actress
forgot
was.
her
But it was,
name. Her
name is
That was
not
Bill
on there.
Paxton.
Bill Paxton's the guy, but she's not
Yeah.
on there. I can't see her.
Anyway, she did some other fun
Helen
stuff.
Hunt.
Helen Hunt. That's
There you
right.
go.
There you go.
That was one
There
of the
you go.
first Helen Hunt shows I think I was. Because what did she do? What else did she do?
Well, she was in my favorite George Clooney movie. Thanks for asking.
Was it? What was that one?
No Country for Old Men. No, that's not it. No, it's no, I forgot what it is.
Okay.
No, it's
But they were in a
Oh
movie
Brother,
together?
Where Art Thou? That's what it is. Yeah.
I
That is
love that movie.
Yeah.
The music
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Her being in that one.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Very good. Okay.
She was his wife. She wasn't in it throughout, just kind of at the beginning and at the end.
Bits and pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, and all
It
of
was
their
great
kids.
music in that.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Oh, all right. So next we have Vintage Hitchcock, a live radio play Friday and Saturday, September 23rd and 24th from 7:30 to 10 p.m. and on Sunday, September 25th from 2 to 5. Oh, here we go. So Spies, Murder, Love, and Other Trademarks of Alfred Hitchcock. I can't say that twice. Come to life in the style of a 1940s radio broadcast of the master of suspense's earlier films. With The Lodger, Sabotage, and The 39 Steps, Vintage Hitchcock, a live radio play, is a triple feature complete with vintage commercials that recreate a daring train chase, a serial killer's ominous presence, and a devastating explosion through the magic of live sound effects and musical underscoring. Tickets can be purchased from the New Bern Civic Theater, so get your tickets. Sounds pretty cool.
One of the things that is cool about that is that they have a live Foley artist on stage, so doing the sound effects.
Oh, cool.
So while they're up there and actually doing the dialogue, if something happens in the background, a door closing or a train or something like that, they've got a small little door that's on stage that they can just open and close, so you hear that sound.
Just like it was back in the old days. of
Exactly,
radio.
yeah.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Well, get your tickets.
Kind of like
New
us.
Bern
We got
Civic.
sound effects.
We do. What's
We
yours?
do.
Oh,
She's already done one today.
I've done several.
And I've done one
Sorry.
today. I'm sure it's going to be a hodgepodge of sound effects recap.
Apparently,
for
I must
us.
have. Holly, do you have a favorite of my sound effects?
She says
Well,
This
then
is
what
no.
was that about? Today, my
yeah,
spinner.
your spinner thing. There we go.
Okay.
I'm fluffing my chai tea.
Well, I think the next event is only fitting for Michelle to do for us.
Yes.
All right. So there is the 40th annual Havelock Chili
That's
Festival.
a pretty picture.
So that's going to happen Saturday, September 24th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Havelock's annual Chili Festival is an all-day event that includes a chili cook-off competition where chili connoisseurs will compete to prove who has the best red chili. They will also compete for the People's Choice Award, where any type of chili can be entered and sampled. The festival is held at the Walter B. Jones Park and will be filled with music, entertainment, vendors, and more.
I have a question.
So much more.
I have a question. What is the People's Choice Award? Like bragging rights?
No,
trophy?
they
right?
give you
Trophy?
a plaque.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do have an award ceremony.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we do have a number of plaques. We've won first place for Chili Verde, first place for Chili Verde People's Choice, and then we've gotten Red Chili Awards and the People's Choice Red Chili, and then Booth Awards and Wing Awards.
So come
It's
win
fun.
a plaque.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
those trophies are chili bowls, though, aren't they? Aren't some of the trophies bowls?
I believe the Wing Awards used to be like a
A wing.
No,
it was
had a chicken
like
on the top.
like a cup.
Yeah, it
you
was
know,
like
okay.
that big, like a vase.
Yeah.
I
with
no, I like the
lid.
idea of it being a wing.
I do remember
Still with feathers on it.
I mean, I have mentioned our VP Boucher before. I believe that when he eventually left Havelock campus and moved on to other areas of job fun for him, I think he took his wing cup with him.
Yeah.
We'll
So
have to.
maybe he can
ask
show
him.
you his.
Yeah, it's in his
Yeah.
office.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sylvia has one in her office. Sylvia
Yeah.
King,
Yes.
That's
uh-huh.
awesome.
back bookshelf
Yep.
or something. All right.
So one thing I want to add is I want to thank Marie Minster and Danny White for watching the show today and commenting. Each of you will win a free cookie.
Yes.
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 I'm going to see Marie in just a minute. I
Exactly.
got a cookie for you.
Yeah,
You
so
want
for
to take
commenting
Danny
on the
home a
show
cookie?
today, you
Sure,
will
I'll take
win
Danny.
a cookie.
Danny,
Thanks so
it's not
much.
going to make it home. I'm just saying.
Not.
He's not going to make it
Yes,
home.
will. Mhm. Awesome.
He won it doesn't mean he gets it.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's right,
it.
yeah.
Bragging rights is what he gets.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did they comment, like, give us answers for something we
Oh.
didn't know? You might have to
There's
put
no
your
telling
glasses on.
what Danny
so
said,
Marie,
just
she
to
did tell us
clarify.
that George Clooney's father was a host on Turner Classic Movies.
I did not know that.
Yep. Danny says, hello, everyone.
He must
Hello,
have been
Danny.
good looking, too, because you don't just become
He was a long-time broadcaster, I thought.
Yeah, he
And
was.
He had a great career in broadcasting, I believe.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yep.
And
And then Marie also mentioned Hot Ones. Are you familiar with that
Yes,
show? Hot
I
Ones?
love that show.
Yeah.
They have celebrities go on there.
And they'll eat
Try
different
all the
hot
hot
wings,
sauces,
yeah,
yes.
and it'll get hotter and hotter as they go
Yes.
down.
Oh.
And
No
so,
thanks.
yeah, they're in
Yep.
trouble by
That
the
can
time they
be
get
really
to the end.
funny to watch.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting because they ask them legitimate
Yes.
interview questions, and so they have to sit there while their mouth is on fire and talk about their
Yes.
creative process and
Yes.
winning NBA championships or whatever it might be.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
Yeah.
it
Like,
needs
I saw an
medication.
episode-
Shaquille O'Neal was on
Yeah,
there.
he brought his own gallon of milk
Yes,
because
he
he didn't
did.
even trust the guy to give him
He
milk
did.
that
and
would
he
calm
just,
it down. Yeah.
Oh, yes, he was going crazy with that milk. It was so
No,
hot.
we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the next one, we'll just do an episode of Hot Ones.
No, I can't
I'm
do it.
down for that.
So, and I'll throw this out because it was so sweet of them. But Jason, my welding instructor, his wife, Sini, made empanadas, and they were
Ooh.
shredded beef with vegetables. And he brought me some, and I heated them up in the oven last night. As he suggested, put a little piece of cheese on top. I did. And I'm texting him like, oh my gosh, these are delicious. This is so good. This is so good. And then I get to the last bite. And I'm like, is there jalapenos in here? I mean, I was on fire. I was on fire. And of course, I had a really cute Bitmoji for that one, as you can imagine.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, it was my face and a red pepper going, ha.
That's Megan's thing, in case anyone wants to know. Those Bitmojis. She blows our phones up with
she will
Bitmojis.
send one for anything.
I
You've
will.
got
I
them all.
She
have
will.
one for everything.
She has one
I've had
for
to
every
up my
occasion.
own Bitmoji game.
I refuse
I'm like,
to play along.
my hair looks different. I guess I got to go in and change that one.
I refuse to play along. Oh, great.
No, but you respond with pictures.
I do.
So,
Emojis.
yeah, I'll send-
Regular emojis.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do send real life pictures.
So maybe we'll share those for viewers one day
That'd
if they
be
really care.
fun.
If they ask, only if asked.
Only if asked.
Yeah.
Okay, my Bitmoji really looks like me. And then when I wear my outfit that matches,
I'm
Yeah.
telling y'all,
She's
it's
very
extra.
excited. Yeah.
It's extra.
and I have that outfit in many ways.
And then she'll say, "Did you notice my outfit matches?" Yes.
That was the first thing I thought.
Okay, I think we got to
We're
wrap it
good.
up. Rabbit
Yes.
hole.
Yes.
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 Rabbit hole.
Do you have an emoji or a Bitmoji of you jumping into a rabbit hole? I'm sure you
I
do.
bet I do.
Yeah, if you have it, tag it in a comment on the show later, and everybody can see exactly what we're talking
Awesome.
about.
That'll
yeah.
be very
That's a
good.
great
Yeah.
idea.
This has
Do
been a
that.
fun show.
It has been.
Anything from the booth that we forgot to mention?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, great.
Yeah.
So we'll see everybody next Wednesday.
We will. Close us out, Megan.
Next Wednesday is September 27, 28. 28th.
24th is Saturday.
Yeah, so we're excited. So September 28th, we will see you then. Come back and share some time and some laughs on In the Know. So be safe, be happy, and be healthy. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.